A New Hope, Nier Chapter 89. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel for listening and patreon.com/Azazyel to read all of Azazyel's stories. Despite our kind of fun atmosphere as the androids ran around putting the machines together for the launch as well as making a thick concrete pad for the rockets to be on so they weren't only on some hardened stone that could crack or break down under the pressure of the rockets. The simple fact that souls were present in a Grimm-infested Everfall forest dictated that we would be attracting the Grimm that made itself home in the forest. So even if I was asked to add structures to reinforce the area, the sound of Ruby's sniper rifle or Pyrrha's marksman rifle would ring out every couple minutes as the girls killed any Grimm that came to investigate the noises and just our soul's presence. Jake, the landing pad is complete. We need you to add your anti-gravity magic to the first rocket so we can launch it. 2B spoke as she came over to me. Also, Jake, I would suggest you tell the rest of your team of our existence sooner rather than later. This charade is weakening our capabilities as we neglect our pods back in Beacon. 2B continued and I nodded in agreement. I don't see how my team would be an issue about my androids, but maybe I should wait till the Vital Festival comes around and I meet Penny, an android made from Atlas. Alright 2B, I suppose this a better time than never, I said lightly as I whistled loudly while 2B followed me dutifully. Team, come here for a sec. I called more particularly to Ruby and Pyrrha who were on the platform I made for them to get a sniper's view of the area. Once they came down, my mind raced as I considered telling them I was a world traveler and Yorha was some android I gave purpose, and honestly, I didn't see how that would be too much of an issue as Weiss knew everything about me except for the whole world traveling aspect, and telling her would be the right thing to do. Because I may literally go on a trip and never return, due to dying or any number of things. I just mentally said screw it as I began to explain how I was a world traveler and how my so-called semblance was actually the elemental concept magic I picked up during my travels in my previous world without ever alluding to the worlds being fictional or anything. So, with my army of androids, I came here to Remnant, seeing how humanity here isn't too far off from extinction really. I finished and the girls shared a look. I already knew that those androids weren't some Atlas creation as the technology they use is beyond anything Atlas lets out among even the most powerful of the civilian market. But I have to ask Jake. Does the fact that you are a world traveler change anything? Are you going to abandon the team and even the baby in my womb? Weiss asked bluntly and I shook my head quickly. No, I already have magical imprints on this world, so even when I am in another world I can always get back to Remnant without issues as the travel between worlds doesn't even take 10 minutes honestly, I explained. So you got any candy or anything from the last world? Ruby asked and Weiss held her forehead seeking strength from Ruby's inane question. What Weiss, it's an honest question. I mean think of the difference in world cultures Weiss. Ruby all but shouted to get out from under Weiss's disdainful look before all the girls froze. Wait. Weiss, what did you say about a baby in your tummy? Ruby asked. Jean and Pyrrha looked between me and Weiss with shock. She moved quickly, Jean muttered almost pouting as Weiss stuttered in place before taking a deep breath. Yes, that's correct. I had secured Jake's affections and we have performed coitus on several occasions when we wouldn't be disturbed. Weiss spoke trying to be clinical about us fucking, but 2B ruined it. Weiss spends most of her time folded over taking Jake's seed as she categorically has an impregnation fetish of disturbing intensity. Even going as far as recruiting Jake medical androids to ensure conception and making daily checks with them about the state of her pregnancy. As Weiss took on a mortified blush and choked on her breathing, 2B killed her mentally as she finished off. Thus, she is a perfect first human mate to carry Jake's seed to completion and continue his great line on for the future. I think I am going to the trailer now. Weiss blankly spoke as she woodenly turned to the armor trailer we had for us to rest in during turns. Wait, does that mean if Weiss is his mate or whatever that I can be his girlfriend? Ruby innocently asked, but then cried out as Weiss whirled around and hit the little Reaper in the head with a rock that pinged off of Ruby's aura, not causing any harm other than some shock. Don't play innocent, Ruby, I know you were the one to steal one of his hoodies. Weiss yelled, pointing at Ruby as the androids working at the scene watched the scene with relish from all angles, obviously recording this like some kind of nature documentary to be observed by androids for countless years to come. Then Jean coughed loudly, drawing everyone's attention to her. Actually, hee. I was the one to borrow his hoodie, mine was in the wash and this mission was a surprise. Jean yelled out at the end as she lifted up her blue outer hoodie to show the thinner black one I wore to veil a couple of times. Now why was Jean yelling? Well, that was because Weiss was trying to literally pull the hoodie off of her, and I could literally hear a British voice in the background monologuing the documentary-worthy scene that was inevitably going on in the Yoarha human library. "I'll look at that there, the Atlesian Shni is attempting to publicly humiliate the Valian Arc female in order to establish dominance in the pride that follows Jake Barris around. Oh, this could be dangerous for the Atlesian. Jean is fighting back. She is taking advantage of Weiss removing her hoodie up above her chest to pull Weiss in under the hoodie to smoother her in her breasts to show the petite smaller woman who is a much more viable mating partner for Jake. I say this a marvelous sight never before seen, I tell you.